Hello and welcome. My name is Debbie Reed. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you two cards using the Timeless Tulip stamp set and the Little Lace stamp set. We're going to be using just a little note to say hello, and then we're going to be using all three of the tulips, one leaf and a stem, and this is the card we're going to be making right there. So let me show you how to make this card. The first thing I'm going to show you is the papers that we're going to be using. We're going to be using Rich Razzleberry. We're using a piece of the Lilly impressions from the Celebration catalog. This is a free item with a $50 purchase, and it's until it's no longer available. So if you like it, get it while you can. We're using a piece of Blackberry Bliss, Gorgeous Grape for our card base, Pear Pizzazz, and Very Vanilla. Let me show you how to make the card. We're going to take our Gorgeous Grape, we're going to fold it in half. The paper is 8.5 by 11, scored at 4 1/4, cut at 5 1/2. I'm going to use our bone folder just to give it a nice crease. And then we're going to use our Pear Pizzazz. We're going to glue it to the card base. Whoa, that came out quite more than I would like. Let's hope that doesn't ooze. Let's push that in there a little bit. All right, I'm going to put this on the card base, and let me line this up right there. Okay, then we're going to take our designer series paper, and that is right here. This paper is so pretty. I just love the design on here. Let me see which way's up. I believe it goes this way. So on some of the pieces you can tell, and on others it's pretty abstract, so it's not really important. But when the flowers are going down, it doesn't look as great, because sometimes you can see the detail of the flower. So that's why I was checking. Okay, we're going to just put this on the center of this card, just eyeballing, and about right there. Looks good. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, let me just show you real quickly all of the beautiful inks we're going to be using on today's card. We will be using Bermuda Bay, so Saffron, Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Grapefruit Grove, and Lovely Lipstick. So we will also be using our Tulip Punch, and we will be using our Banner Punch. And the Banner Punch is great. It's for 1 to 1.5, 2 inches, and you have the grooves for each section. So, oops, I dropped my piece of paper here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do on our card, let me put this in so you can kind of see what we're doing. We are going to add the banners. So I was going to just show you that. I got sidetracked there for a second. So you just take a little 1-inch piece of paper and punch it, and you get this perfect little punch. So we're going to be punching 2 strips of the Blackberry Bliss and Razzleberry, and I have them already done. And then I just am lining these up, and then I put my finger, flip one edge up, put a little bit of glue there, because I just need a little glue on the center, just like this, and glue it back down. And then we're going to add this to the center of this card. That's not gluing as well as I'd like. What's the deal here? Okay, there we go. Okay, we're going to add that to the card base, or to the designer series paper. Right there. Okay, just making sure this is lined up. That looks good. Okay, and then we are going to be die cutting. We are going to be using the beautiful Stitch Label die. Love this die. And to save time, I already cut it with the Big Shot machine. This has the most ornate detail on this stitch die. It's so pretty. So now we're going to be putting dimensionals on this guy. Let me get my dimensionals out here. And there we go. And two more just because. All right, I'm going to put that aside for a second. I'm going to take this other little banner and I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Where did my little sentiment go? I have quite the mess here. Uh-oh. There it is. Okay, found it. All right, we're going to stamp this sentiment. And that's all we're really using the Bermuda Bay for. I was going to do a sentiment on the inside of the card, and I haven't quite decided what I want inside the card yet, so the inside is going to be not done. But I just wanted to show you the front of this card. Okay, there we go. We're going to put that aside for a second. And now we are going to do the tulips. And I'm going to show you real quickly. I have a video where I'm showing how to do the Stamparatus, how you would make a template. So you can actually go to that video if you want to know how to do the template. This time with the punch, what I do, I'm not going to actually punch these, but this is, I cut a 2-inch strip of paper, and then you can just keep punching all of the tulips and the leaves. You're not wasting a bunch of paper, whereas if you stamp the tulip and the leaf on a paper, then then you have to keep lining up the tulip and the leaf every single time you stamp. Well, by pre-cutting all these pieces, you can use the Stamparatus and have a super quick stamping process. So let me just show you real quick what we're going to do with that. So I'm going to take a tulip and stick it on the template, and then I'm going to be inking this flower with Grapefruit Grove, just like this. And then I'm going to take a sponge dauber with a lovely lipstick, and I'm going to just put some lovely lipstick on this tulip, just like that. And then give this a nice hard press. And there we have a beautiful tulip that has detail and dimension. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick what else I did with this. I took a blender pen, I had to think for a second, and I'm going to just detail this tulip, and it blends all this color together so beautiful. There's little detailed lines in this tulip, and by using the blender pen, you're able to pull all these colors out even more so they're not so flat. So as you can see, where I haven't used the blender pen, you've got this splotchy look on the petals. So I'm just kind of drawing some of the detail with the blender pen, and it just gives these tulips a pop. And it makes them look even a little more realistic. So there's our tulip. So what I did is I pre-made some of the other little tulips already. And we do need to take a piece of scratch paper and stamp. We need to stamp the vine. The stem, not the vine. We need a vine or a stem. I keep wanting to say vine. I don't mean vine, a stem. And I need my block. Let me see. Where is my block? I'll just use this one because I can't find the one I was using. So I'm going to put this in garden green. Okay. Now this card is going to have a lot of fussy cutting, but really truly it's not a big deal because these pieces are super easy to cut out. So there's our stem. And then we're going to take our other two little flowers and we are going to ink those. Okay, and one is going to be, I have to think what I'm doing here with my colors. Okay, we're going to do one in Flirty Flamingo. Let me think, what am I inking this one in? Okay, Flirty Flamingo, and correction, we're going to ink this one in Petal Pink and we're going to dauber it in Flirty Flamingo. So let me start over here. I've got too many colors in front of me now. I'm confusing my own self. Okay, we're going to put the Petal Pink on the flower. Then we're going to take the Flirty Flamingo and we're going to do the same technique as we did on the large flower, only this time without the Stamparatus. And this, we'll just do the same little detail where we're going to do, isn't that pretty? Oh, love it, love it. And then we're going to take our other little flower and it is going to be, I believe I used Flirty Flamingo and So Saffron. So let's do So Saffron. Right. And then we're going to stamp the Flirty Flamingo. Just like that. Okay, we're done with the inks and the daubers. And then we're going to fussy cut these pieces out. But first we're going to use the blender pen again. However, I did go ahead and I pre-did these so you wouldn't have to sit and watch me do all this silliness. But once again, when you blend all this, it is so pretty. And I could have pressed on this a tiny bit more. If you overwork the blender pen like I just did on purpose to show you this, it will peel. So you do not want to overwork your flowers. I don't have this piece cut yet, so we're going to just fussy cut this stem. And you would be fussy cutting the two flowers as well, but I already cut those, so you don't have to watch me sit and play fussy cut. So those two cut out super easy as well. And then we're going to just cut this stem into thirds. Simple, right? Who can't do that? Anybody can do that. So we're going to cut a piece and a piece, and just make sure we keep our pieces. All right, now to put the card together, we're going to take our centerpiece. The first thing I'm going to do though is take our little sentiment that we stamped and I'm going to glue it to the bottom about a quarter of the way up, and that kind of lets me know how to position this. And I think I put this too low. I can tell already, so I've got to come down a little bit. About like that. So this one's only going to have about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. I should have measured, but I get ahead of myself sometimes. So we improvise. So 1/8 of an inch this time. Right there. It still looks pretty, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, we're going to take our dimensionals off of the stitched label die. My little trash can. All right, we're going to put this on the card. I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue here because this piece it's not gluing down as well. Okay, too much glue. Do you ever have days like that? Okay, what I do with this, while that is wet, I'm going to let it just stay wet, and then I use an old glue eraser, and I'll use that on there. If I used it now, it would make the paper peel. We don't want that to happen. So now we're going to glue this stitch label die down right there. Okay, and then the fun begins. We're going to put all of our little pieces together. So now we're going to take our tulip that we made and we're going to put some dimensionals on it. I think this only needs 2. And we're going to glue that. We're not gluing, we're putting it down because it already has glue on the dimensional. So we're going to put this about right here. We're going to take one of our stems, and I should have taken my silicone mat. I don't have it in front of me. That would have been good with the tape runner, but we're going to improvise with the glue. Okay, we're going to stick that on there. Put that right there. Then we're going to put a dimensional on our other 2 flowers. I have 3 here. Let me see. They look the same to me, so it doesn't matter. I only need 2, so we're going to put dimensionals on these 2. Put 2 on this one and 1 on the little one. And we will put those in place. Okay, and this will go about there. And we will take our other little stem. And let me see if I need to cut this down or not. The dimensional's in the way, so I do. Okay, now we're going to put this also on the card. Right there. Okay, and then we're going to put our other little flower and put that right there. Isn't this so cute? Once again, we're going to check to see. I need to trim that just a tiny. Okay, and more glue. And normally I wouldn't be gluing this way because this does get glue on your fingers. I would be using the silicone mat and the tape runner, and then I wouldn't be having this sticky mess. But I do have a wet rag here. I can wipe my hands real quick before I proceed, and all is well. Okay, now all we need to do is take our little, what are these called? Our dots. Our little glue dots, and we're going to just glue the ribbon right to the card. Now I've got an issue there. Okay, there we go. It's always something, right? There we go. I still have a little glue on my fingers. And that is the card. Isn't that just so cute? Now you can put little rhinestones on there if you wanted. I think this just has enough on there. We forgot our leaf. Shame. That's one of the other main characters. So let's put that on real quick. Just need a little on this bottom end. And stick that in there. And that is our card for today. Isn't that cute? Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. If you would like to be notified of more videos, click the bell and you will be notified of more. And thank you so much for watching. Now go make something uniquely yours. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.